Welcome to Talkin Tigers. I'm Rachel Whittaker. Thanks for joining me as we turn to Tigers who were not drafted with LSU beat writer Jim Kleinpeter. Well, Jim, it's still extremely busy up in Baton Rouge since the draft ended, huh?
Yeah, it seems like the draft has gone into overtime. There's still one big fish out there for someone to land, and Lael Collins is going to have teams beating a path to his door now.
Right, the Collins saga continues as he met with Bills coach Rex Ryan at Rufino's last night after police questioned him about the murder of his former girlfriend, Brittany Mills, and her baby. So twists and turns keep on following this story, right, Jim?
Yeah, and, I don't know exactly what was learned yesterday, but as far as the questioning, because nothing is released. His attorney, Jim Bourne, is not talking, and Lael is not talking. But apparently the teams feel like they have the go-ahead now to start pursuing him, and the Miami Dolphins apparently are in the race, too. I predicted that they would draft him with the 14th pick, and they might not have, but they certainly do have an opening at guard, and apparently the Bills would like to get him too because they've jumped on it, sending their coach down here, and he's a rock star coach. So when you send him down here, it's like you're trying to tell this player, we really want you. And I don't know how this is all going to turn out. I don't think these are the last two teams he's going to talk to, and I don't know where the Saints play into it. But I think a team would be crazy at least not to inquire.
Right, it really is mind-boggling how someone who could have made millions as a first-round pick instead is facing a possible league minimum as an undrafted free agent. And on Black and Gold today, we'll discuss how he might fit with the Saints. And Jim, also several more Tigers went undrafted during the weekend, so let's see who got teams though since then. Terrence McGee agreed to terms with the Ravens, Ronald Martin with the Seahawks, Connor Neighbors with the Titans, and center Elliott Porter with the Browns. So Jim, what was your biggest surprise at this draft as a whole? We saw the 4 Tigers on Monday who got drafted over the weekend. So biggest surprise?
Well, let me add that Jamari Orasco signed the deal with the Packers too. That came in later this morning. But I thought Terrence McGee would get picked before Kenny Hilliard. Hilliard is a solid back, and apparently the Texans really like him, and not just as a third down power back, but they like him as a guy that can play on first and second down. And the truth is, they don't really have a big strong back like him. They've got Arian Foster, and then they've got another former Tiger, Alfred Blue, but Kenny Hilliard gives them a good back. But Terrence McGee with the Ravens fits in really nicely. They lost Ray Rice, and that whole story. And he is the type of back they like to have because they like to throw to their backs. They really threw a lot of passes to Ray Rice in his career. So I think Terrence McGee's got a good chance to stick with the Ravens. Other than that, I'm not surprised too much at how the draft went. LSU didn't have very many players picked, the fewest since 2005. But, I think that owes to the fact that they had 9 players picked in each of the last 2 years, and a lot of those were underclassmen, and those were guys that would have been seniors this year. So there's where you miss out on the number of players.
Right, Ron Higgins and I talked yesterday that Les Miles and company don't really mind that they'll have a lot of depth going on for the 2015 season. And Connor Neighbors will join former Tiger Zach Mettenberger, but we'll see what the future holds for him since the Titans drafted Marcus Mariota. Well, Jim, thanks so much. Appreciate the time.
My pleasure, Rachel.
And thank you for watching Talkin Tigers. We'll see you Wednesday.